when it comes about telling stories, you just mentioned something very valuable, and we only have 15 minutes. You don't want it to be too long, but you don't want it to be too short, because if it's too short, people don't understand what you want to try to say. Like, there's no point. I don't understand why you talk about this. So there are a few tips. Time is too short to tell you everything, but I'll give you a few very important tips that's going to already help you when you start drafting your script when you speak on the stage. Number one thing is the beginning. So how you start the speech, you have to hook people in. So when you
Hmm.
it's the same thing when you go to ads. People have to figure out, like, sometimes you see ads within less than a minute or even 30 seconds. It sounds like very interesting, but it actually takes a lot of efforts behind the scenes how they did that. And I don't know if you follow anyone on Instagram. There's a channel called the what's the school name? There's a guy who interview all the millionaires, but he's actually hooking people in, because our I don't know, our attention span is very short nowadays. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you can't stay for long than 10 seconds if it's so boring. Like, I can't listen, like something like that. So I suggest when you start this speech, don't go anything, just hook them in. Or you can make a little joke, like, of course, in a professional way, not in a bad way. You can say, hey, or just connect with the audience in a hook them in. That's number one tip.
Mm.
The second thing is about the pause. So what happens is when people start talking, you will find that if someone talks a lot, you start to lose the interest, because too many words, and they never stop. You start to like, oh my gosh, my brain doesn't function anymore because it's too much, and I don't have time to digest. So there are reasons. Sometimes people are too nervous. They go like, finish and I can get out of here, right? And the other reason is they used to it. Like, I just want to speak fast and that kind of thing. So we suggest pause is very powerful. Let me give an example, Simon. If I speak things like this and then I never stop and I keep going, you're like, what are you doing, Kristy? I was like, hey, Simon, let me tell you one thing. One thing that's really important. Really. Like, what is it? Like, you want a lesson, and you have time to going in your mind. Ah, okay, that's cool.
Mm.
Tell me, right? So pause is important. And what happened is the other mistake people made was they would say, well, like they keep adding
Well,
these feeling words, which they don't mean anything, but because they're still thinking, they just feel like if I have to say something to fill that space, which is
yeah.
why people's like, if you add that, what happens is it's reducing your authority. Because many people are, well, well, I just want to say, I just want to, I really want to, like, I want to. Don't say I really, because the more feeling words you add in, the less confident you are.
Mm.
And it turns out to be like, you're not very sure what you're talking about. You're not really confident about what you're talking about, right?
Mm.
So, like, so is a feeling word. Like, so, of course, you can say so as well. Like, I'm not saying you can completely get rid of them, but you need to pay attention when you're intentionally paying attention rather than adding the feeling words. Pause is way more powerful. Like, if you
Mm.
still thinking about what's in your mind, it's like the next thing I want to share with you, and someone will say, then you don't say, just eat the words back. Is. And immediately people was like, well, I want to know what you're talking about. Like, very deep. Like, they want to hear about you, hear about what you want to share. Huge difference. Huge. If you can change this one thing, your
Mm.
speaking journey immediately can upgrade to five levels. That's really important. The other thing we have here is the melody. If someone speak, they'll be like, good day, I'm just coming up, and it's just this and now. Like, you feel like, what are you talking about? Very boring. There's no up and down, there's no melody. Why, right? And the problem is I want to share with you that story, so powerful. So there's a guy who walked into the room, the music teacher, and she started to press this piano key. one key and like for a long time, for 3 minutes. And then she keep pressing it. And then she asked the man, "Hey, young man, how do you feel?" It's like, I feel like it's boring and it's just, it's just not good. And she's like, "Yeah, but how about this?" She started to play all the music, like with beautiful music, piano songs, and it's like this. How do you feel? I feel sadness. I feel emotions. I feel a lot of things. It's beautiful. And she said, "Yeah, I want to teach you how to speak, not in this key, because these are many people who are using. I want to teach you how to speak like this, so everybody would love to hear you. Do you understand?" It's like, oh, wow, that's a huge lesson. So what happened was our tongue, a little thing, but it's so powerful. We can sing, we can speak, we can make sound. It's beautiful. It's more than the piano key because we can always make different melodies from our mouth. Is that right? So pay attention to the melody, up and down, like move around. And it's easier for you, Simon, because you're born in the Western country. For the Chinese, I was born in China. I'm not the bad one. Like I'm pretty good in my English because I know there are people, you face so many Chinese people, they're talking, right? It's not just Chinese, Asian people. They speak, they mouth like this. Oh, like always not opening up. If you really want to speak good English, you have to make this very giant movement because every language, the mouth movement, the habit is all different. Anyway, coming back to the melody, it's huge. If you understand about the melody, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and a little bit tone, a little bit that. It's beautiful. And if I ask you to recite a page of the book, can you recite for me, Simon? Can you recite a book for me? Like one page, any book in your life?
No.
It's almost impossible to everyone. Like you can, maybe you force yourself like crazily, like you're gonna hate that, right? But if I asked you, can you sing a song completely? One song, recite the lyrics. Can you do that? It's possible.
Probably. Yeah.
It's much easier. Like even Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that's crazy because how many lyrics in a song is the same as one page? Why people cannot remember when it's about reading, but they can remember with the song? It's because there's melody. And when you are a speaker, when you're on the stage, you want to be memorable. Not just on the stage. Our life is a stage. We want to be memorable wherever we go. I mean, we really want to because we have the whole heart to get along with people. We are there. We're at present. We don't want to be forgotten. We're just there, right? So, but the communication, it's so important. That's exactly the skills we need to practice. Melody, so important. Make sure that melody will be used on the speech. One more thing is the tonality. I did this speech on the women's logistics women in Melbourne. I shared the same thing. So I went there. It's like, "Hey, ladies, can you please say good morning with me? But can you use a sad face and speak good morning to me?" It's like, "Good morning." Everyone sound like miserable. It's not that they're really miserable because their face is like that, and subconsciously they feel miserable. So it's like, "Good morning," and they were all laughing. Sounds so bad. I was like, okay, this time, can you give a little bit smile and say good morning to me? Say good morning. It completely changed the way how they speak, the way how they talk, and everything. So this is the thing. Let's say if I say to you, Simon, I'm so sad that day, but I'm laughing. Do you feel sad? You don't. Like, I'm not sad. What are you talking about? You're not connecting the story with me. You say you're sad, but you're smiling. That doesn't make sense. Which is why the next thing is tonality. You have whatever you're talking about. If it's sad, you need to allow yourself to show a sad face. And that's exactly why you saw those amazing speakers on the stage. They can suddenly be so crazy. They're like so excited, and suddenly they become, it's like drama. It's drama. And our life is a drama, Simon. And I didn't like, if you realize that the whole life is drama itself, if we know how to play our emotions, our life's gonna be so good because people will only be touched by emotions. They won't be touched by your words. They won't be touched by anything. But when you have emotions, that's where it connects you with the audience. And the one I had in NEX, I wasn't probably, I think I was okay, but I wasn't that good. But I did the part, like when I share my story, I was really putting myself into that zone that I was sad. I brought you guys into the story that I was at that moment. So that's how
Mm.
you should be doing when you're on the stage. If you're sharing a story, you should immediately like imagining that you're already back to that zone. However you're feeling, if you're angry, you need to be like very angry when you speak. It's like, oh,
Mm.
I feel your anger. Like that's
Mm.
good because you want people to understand how you feel back then. That can hook them, can connect with them, and they will feel how you felt when you tell the
Mm.
story. So emotion, super important. And that's also aligned with the facial expression and the hand gesture